Hi kids, it's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Come take a look down here. We have dead bees on the ground, I just noticed. There's no queen in this hive and we just got a replacement queen. She's in here and we'll be putting her in the hive shortly. So hopefully Leah won't get stung and she can back away here and safely film what we're about to do. Like Don. So, smoking bees. Why do we smoke bees? Smoking bees mimics a natural forest fire. You don't need a lot of smoke to smoke your bees. But the traditional smoke is this, ponderosa pine needle, because it delivers lots of white smoke, and that's what we're going to use here to smoke them. You typically don't want to use a lot of smoke, but these guys are ornery because there's no queen. So you introduce smoke into the hive and then you shut it. And the reason you do this is because bees can communicate. So they're going to communicate down into the hive that there may be a fire coming. And they're going to change their attention to gathering honey rather than stinging me. So what I want to determine in this hive is if the necessary ingredients for making a quality hive are still in here. There needs to be cat brood, babies, and lots of workers before I put a queen in. It's been 3 or 4 days, so we're going to have to check that out. I have this tool here to take frames out in case they're stuck, and I have my hive tool. So we're going to smoke the hive here.
Uh-oh.
And I'll give Leah some smoke. She has brown on, unfortunately.
Oh. Oh boy. Ah.
Yeah, this might be difficult for her. This hive has a lot of honey in it, and bees tend to get pissed off when you screw with their honey. So I can look down in here and I can see whole frames of honey here. It's a full frame of honey. So there's plenty of food in here for these guys, but the bees aren't near the honey. What they are is they're in here, and I got to make sure. So I'm going to take one of these frames out. And gently set it down. And babe, if you need to leave, just do it.
I seem to be okay right here.
I need to determine if there's enough brood in here. Okay, there's plenty of cat brood.
Yay.
So, yeah, there's 3 frames of cat brood I'm looking at, and so I'm going to put the queen in. And these workers, so let's gently walk over here. And you can see that Olivera Bees in Northern California sent us a queen here. She's marked. You can't see the mark. She's upside down right now. There's the mark in orange. And she's got 5 support bees in there. But like I said before, there is a long dimension here on a queen cage and a short one. This short dimension is just a cork. So if you want to get the queen out, you can just uncork this and get her out. You can also just take the screen off and grab her if you want. Direct queening is not recommended because if you just quickly introduce a queen, they may kill her. So the way that these queen cages are made, they put this gel candy in this section, and you pop the cork on the long section, which is this longer piece, not the short section. And inside there's this white gel stuff. It's like it's a sugar paste, and they have to eat their way, the bees in the hive, all the way through that to get to this queen, which gives them a few days to get introduced to her pheromone and not kill her initially, because we want them to accept this queen. So we're going to put her in this hive, which has been desperately seeking a queen, and they're kind of pissed, and we're just going to give them a queen. Here you go, ladies. And we're just going to push her in here by the brood, by the cat brood. And I'm gonna come back here in about a week and check to see if she's in here. If they got her taken care of. So this was completely empty, this frame, when we did a video last week. You could see that they had used up the honey over the winter from the hive I split. And now, because they don't have to draw comb, they've already filled it up with this much honey in 4 days. That's totally awesome. If I had brought out, and so you can see what uncapped, so they're just working on capping this frame. I just put this one in here. So they're just drawing the comb now. No drawn comb here, they're just drawing it.
And I can smell the wax.
So that's a really good sign. So we've gotten good results here. I'm gonna put this hive top feeder on just to give them, they have plenty of honey, but I'm gonna show you how this works. I made a simple syrup. Syrup is just half water and half white sugar.
Cane sugar, preferably.
Yeah, you don't want to get organic or anything fancy because you want the refined sugar because that's what bees eat. If you don't have refined sugar, they're going to have to refine it first before they make it into honey, and it's a whole extra process. Okay, so this is fine. We've crushed a bee here.
Uh-oh.
And let's move away. The queen is in there. Oh, the one thing I want to do here is to keep most of these bees in, I'm going to put an excluder on the small hole. So that just goes right in here. And that just keeps them limited to going in and out of this little hole, creating a log jam inside and keeping the queen in here with all those bees I just showed you. So we just split a hive. Now, because we're being successful, let's come over to the flow hive. And let me get this, this smoker is a brand new one. And I don't like it. So, thankfully Leah didn't get stung. But I have one angry bee that's trying to get me.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay, we're gonna go check if this hive is queen right. I put the queen in. I checked it yesterday. I shouldn't have gone in there, but I was checking it because I had to get the dead queen for Olivera to get a free queen. She was still in the cage, but they had eaten the candy away, and the cage was exposed. She just had not come out of the cage. She was scared to death because there's 20,000 bees in here that want to kill her.
Yeah.
So until she gets the signal, she'll stay in there. Again, I just introduce a tiny bit of smoke, let them communicate that there may be a forest fire, and then that's it. These bees shouldn't attack me. And notice how they don't flinch?
Very calm.
They're just sitting there. So these bees don't look as concerned as they did last time, which to me might be a sign that they have a queen, a new queen.
That they've accepted.
And in fact, the queen is not in the cage.
Woo!
So these last workers, the queen is now in the hive.
Yay.
And this hive is completely filled with bees. Leah, come, you can get a close up. You guys can see. It's completely filled with bees and filled with honey and a new queen. This hive is ready to start making honey above it, or I could add another super and make more bees. But now here's the fun part. Because we're doing an experiment in sustainability here, we have other hives, and this is our first flow hive. This brood box now is in top condition. We're gonna let the queen get settled and start laying, and I'm gonna throw up a flow hive right above this week, and we're gonna start pouring honey out of the back of this hive in 1 month, and you'll be watching. So this is queen, probably queen right. I didn't pull any of the frames today because she's only been in there 3 days. So we'll let her get settled, lay a few thousand babies. I'll go in and check that she's doing her job in 1 week or 10 days, and then we'll put the flow hive on top and start making honey. So that was awesome. No one got stung. Don took a vacation. And thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people. One thing you might notice in these spring inspections that we really didn't do that thoroughly this yet is that we don't use any medicine. We're not medicating these bees. Here you want to take a look at this, some locating going on. They've made this home, and this bee is telling everyone where the pollen is here. Doing his little butt dance. But these bees are very happy. They have a new queen, and soon they'll be making honey for us. Thanks for watching. The queen is